Hi, I'm Siddhartha Agarwal, and I'm responsible for our SaaS partnerships here at Google and the co innovation that we do with our ISVs. I wanted to welcome you to this session today, which is going to talk about how ISVs are accelerating the digital transformation that their customers are asking them for, and how these ISVs and SaaS companies are co innovating with Google to deliver that transformation. And we also have a very exciting customer story to share with you on how the ISV has actually driven that co innovation, leveraging both Google capabilities and GCP capabilities or Google Cloud Platform capabilities. So, ISVs are being asked to accelerate the digital transformation by their customers. And in order to deliver this, the ISVs are on a number of cloud journeys. And I'd love to share with you these cloud journeys and then talk about some customer examples and also how Google is using co innovation to help the ISVs on these cloud journeys. So, starting off with the multi cloud expansion side of it, most ISV and SaaS partners are being asked to leverage cloud to deliver higher availability, which might mean delivering an active DR site or bursting into the cloud, or to modernize their on premise applications, which might involve lifting and shifting existing on prem assets, or actually moving out of complete data centers, or to expand into regions with significant compliance and data residency requirements, and most importantly, to keep increasing the security, their infrastructure security, their user security, their data security. Security is paramount. And so, to help our ISVs along these journeys, we have built a number of capabilities in our platform. For example, Anthos. Temenos, which is a financial services ISV, leveraged Anthos, which is a financial services application delivered on premise, to be able to actually burst when additional capacity is needed into the cloud with an active architecture, or be able to create a DR scenario where, in case something went wrong on premise, the application would be live at any given point in time from the public cloud. Also, Google's focused a lot on planet scale by delivering the world's largest network, which was built for applications like search and YouTube and Gmail to enable ISVs to reach their customers where they are. And from a security perspective, providing innovations like confidential compute using AMD's in memory encryption and our Titan security chips on our hardware to deliver significant security. And openness is a key tenet for Google, where we have a long standing history of championing open source and extending that to Google Cloud by making open source a first class citizen. This could be for third party open source, such as Kafka or Confluent, but as you very well know, also Kubernetes and Istio, which has led the transformation of modernizing application development. Every organization is focused on innovating to differentiate, and ISVs have to innovate to compete more effectively, to grow top line by expanding into new markets. In order to do this, they're asking how intelligence can be leveraged to make business processes more automated and predictable without needing a lot of data scientist skills, and how their users can be engaged via voice and messaging. So, for example, on intelligence, how can they deliver better business outcomes? How can they get insight from documents? How can they do multilingual translations in real time? And user experience is now no longer about just browser based experiences. So, using virtual agents, intelligent chatbots, and even search as the new paradigm for interaction. And it's become really important to be able to use industry specific solutions or to deliver industry specific solutions to your customers, which means delivering intelligence for retail or delivering solutions that are specific to financial services or the public sector. Given the scale at which data is being generated, insight from this data can no longer be derived with on-prem traditional infrastructure, be it around compute or around storage. So customers are asking ISPs how they can get insights from and act upon data at exabyte and petabyte scale. And this involves being able to leverage streaming data and batch data to be able to make intelligent decisions on the streaming data that is coming in as the data is coming in, to be able to blend first party data and third party data. First party data that might be in the ISV's application, and third party data that might be coming from outside, and enable business users at these customers to be able to make those decisions such that they don't have to be data scientists, they don't have to know AI ML, they can just be getting value from that data. And then we're going to talk about this in the customer story or the ISV story, is really about personalization and segmentation. How can you be able to personalize the engagement with the customers using broader data that could come from Google, it could come from Google Ads, it could come from Google Search, etc., or being able to segment the audience and being able to target the audience in the way you want. So to that end, what we've done is one, we're providing a very rich set of AI/ML capabilities and very strong AI/ML capabilities to be able to, for example, get insight from vision, from speech, etc. But we've also built solutions on top of the AI. So, for example, we built a contact center AI solution where in real time, as customers are talking, we're understanding the intent of those customers and having a virtual agent be able to engage with that customer across multiple turns without needing an agent involved at all. Being able to do that in real time, where the data is running on our TPUs, the analysis is running on our TPUs, being able to get insight from the conversations that are being had. And if the answer cannot be solved by the virtual agent themselves, being able to transfer that over to a live agent and being able to provide that agent with intelligent insight on how to respond, on what is the next best action that they should be suggesting. Similarly, from documents, being able to get insight from documents, for example, from a mortgage document, how do you understand what is the rate, what is the financing terms, etc. Or from a license, being able to understand, is this a valid driver's license? Which state does this driver's license belong to? Or from contracts, being able to get the sense of what terms have been agreed to, limitation of liability, etc. And then from an analytics lens, being able to provide you the ability to stream in data at large scale into BigQuery, where we've separated out compute and storage such that you can analyze this data at scale, blend the data at scale with petabytes of data being crunched on at the same time. And then you can actually build monetization models on top of this data, where customers who have really large amounts of data that is really valuable data that they want to be able to share out and monetize, they can actually do very granular access to that data. They can do governance and access control to the data, and they can monetize that data from BigQuery itself. So lots of really cool capabilities that are being delivered for both of those journeys to differentiate with innovation and to be able to get insights from real-time data. And what's really exciting is how ISVs have not only been doing co-innovation with the Google Cloud Platform, but the broader Google properties that includes Google Pay, Google Shopping, Android, Chrome, etc. For example, in retail, ISVs are looking at how they can leverage Google Shopping to be able to optimize the price that is being offered up by merchants that are selling on their platform, or to be able to improve the merchant discoverability that exists for merchants on their platform onto Google Shopping. And we'll be talking about how Google Ads are being used by that ISV. And also, these ISVs are working on delivering very smart industry and horizontal solutions by embedding intelligence to deliver business processes that are much better in understanding what should be happening, what is the customer looking for in various specific industries. And then one of the key areas is around developer engagement. Developers, as we know, are the new kingmakers, and everyone is focused on how to get these developers attached to the platform. And so ISVs are looking at how we can help the developers upskill with new technologies such as containerization, microservices, AI/ML, and really around DevOps and SRE, because we're delivering applications at scale like Gmail. And how can they improve their DevOps and SRE capabilities to deliver that same capability at large scale? What's really interesting is we found the developers are trying to provide insight into product analytics to the product managers. So which features are being used, what functionality is being used, and what are some informed, intelligent recommendations on how to enhance the usage of the product. And then, no SaaS application or no application out of the box delivers all the value that is needed. So ISVs are also looking at building a rich extension platform. For example, leveraging our Apigee capabilities to provide API exposure and to be able to monetize and manage those APIs, or to provide business logic extensions that can ride alongside the ISV or SaaS application. And then we're very focused on partnering for joint success with the ISVs. The ISVs have asked us what we're doing to invest in developing and innovating with you, how we can increase the joint go to market with the ISVs, and how we can accelerate distribution with the ISVs. So we're making co investment decisions to provide unique product engineering or co innovation funds, defining joint go to market with joint verticalization, market expansion planning, or global regional field alignment, and accelerated distribution, being able to leverage the Google field, being able to leverage the Google Cloud Marketplace, and finally, executive alignment and a focus on customer success. How do we make sure that our customers are going live, are onboarding, and being really successful? So these are the ways that we're working with the ISVs to enable their journeys to the cloud, to deliver multi-cloud capabilities, to deliver intelligence embedded within their own solutions, including for industry-specific use cases, and driving co-innovation that's not just about Google Cloud, but also the broader Google product areas. With that, I'm really excited to invite to this discussion Guy Hellier from OpenText, whose team has done an amazing job at driving co-innovation to deliver value to their customers. Welcome, Guy.
Hello, Siddhartha. Thank you very much.
Great to have you on this discussion here. So, can you just do a little background on yourself and OpenText?
Sure. I'm responsible for product management in our digital experience product unit. OpenText is a very large information management solutions company. And so we focus on digital experience, content services, business network, information security, and how that all helps our customers to transform. And in the area of digital experience, that's really about helping our brand customers be able to drive conversions for customers through digital experience, to grow revenue, and to do that on all the different channels that a customer journey and touch points that a customer journey occurs on.
That's wonderful, Guy. So it sounds like marketers are going to be very happy with your solution because it drives higher conversion and top line for them. So can you share an example of how this might be experienced both by an end customer of your customer and by the marketing organization in your customer?
Sure. So let's take purchasing a house, and if as a customer, a target customer of mine is purchasing a house, then they're looking for a new house insurance provider. They might come from a different set of backgrounds, maybe different interests, geographies. And so as they're searching on my site for product information anonymously, the Google marketing platform is able to help understand and model their behavior. And then what we're trying to do is on that site, help our brand customers be able to provide the most relevant experience for those customers, knowing their interests and just being able to target and to personalize in the most effective way, whether that's on the site, a mobile app, in the contact center, as you've already discussed, in any type of touch point chat, any of those.
That's exciting. So they get dynamic landing pages delivered to them, and the experience is same, even if they start the transaction on one channel and continue their transaction across the other channels. So this question is coming, Guy, but what made you think of Google or partnering with Google? What is unique about Google that helped you deliver this solution to your customers?
Well, as we've talked about, I think the thing that our customers are interested in is how to make sure that the customer's journey is as relevant as possible, to make sure that that customer understands the products really well and finds the right products and services and how to use them in the long run. That means being able to help both anonymous users and customers, as well as the known and the logged in customer. And to do this, you need content. You need a lot of content, and you need the data, the information, the context, and the understanding of that information, of that context, to make the experience really relevant. So our experience platform helps to deliver brand experiences, customer portals, commerce experiences, communications, all of these, while the marketing platform is delivering that same brand experience through advertising into so many different touch points that are off the site delivered by Google Marketing Platform. So the first place that we've innovated has been around understanding content. And as you've already talked about, content comes in many different forms. Of course, imagery, it can be audio, voice. It could be all kinds of audio that goes with video. Of course, understanding video and the nature of video, intelligence for that, and being able to translate content. So we worked with all of those solutions with our experience platform and the ability to run it on the Google Cloud platform. But we're also innovating around the use of data together with both BigQuery and the Google Marketing Platform.
That's amazing integration that you've done or your team has done working with Google. So, can we dive just a little bit deeper into Vision AI or AutoML? How did you use that to make a marketer's job a lot easier?
Yeah, great question. And this is really where rubber meets the road. So, with all of this content and all of these experiences, marketers need tools that allow them to understand it, to automate it, to work with it without having to do a lot of manual effort. So Vision AI, all of the AI, media centric AI tools, they help us specifically to be able to pull out, is there a bicycle in this image? Or to be able to understand that there is a bicycle, it's outdoors, or maybe there's branding, logos that are in a particular image. Or maybe there's actually a product that's displayed or being referenced here. All of that information is really critical to be able to automate what a marketer works with in the first place, and then allow that tagging to be used even to deliver advertising in a more accurate and relevant way, so that the marketing platform can use that tagging to be very relevant for end customers. And so that, whether it's on images or on video or on speech, all of that cognitive understanding of content is really important.
That's great. That gave me goosebumps as you were talking about it into the kind of insight that you were able to get. So I know you've worked with the ISV SaaS Center of Excellence that we launched earlier this year. Can you share a little bit about how they helped you on this journey?
Yeah, great question. And this is where I want to bring in the BigQuery side of things, because customers have so much third-party data. They have transactions, they have information about their products, they have information about customers from their CRM systems. They have all kinds of very specific first-party data that, bringing those models together with the advertising audiences, it allows customers to build a very rich learning model to understand how to augment the audiences and to be able to target. And so we've worked with the Center of Excellence to be able to understand how the Google Cloud services can enable that, how we integrate that with our experience platform, and how it rolls out for the customer. They've been instrumental to understand the modeling and how that actually gets used by our customers.
Great. And I'm really proud to hear that the SaaS Center of Excellence has been helpful in defining the architecture, in working hands-on with you to put a POC together and to, help you feel comfortable around the platform. So thank you so much, Guy. This is wonderful. And it's this kind of innovation when an ISV like OpenText leverages Google Marketing Platform, which is outside of Google Cloud, uses AI from the Google Cloud Platform, leverages BigQuery for large scale data, and then deploys all of this on Google Cloud Platform to deliver a brand new product for themselves that differentiates them and delivers significant value to their customer and to their customer's customer. So, if there's one message I want you to take away, it's this: it's not about what is, but what could be. It's not about what exists, but what we can create together. Nothing is impossible, and failure should be welcomed to learn from and help create 10x opportunities. That's Google culture. That's Google co innovation. To feel comfortable with failure, learn, and then create 10x opportunities. Think not just about GCP or Google Cloud Platform, but the broader Google capabilities of Google Ads, Google Marketing Platform, Search, Android, Chrome, etc. We're providing a canvas, we're providing brushes, and a beautiful palette of colors. and we look forward to seeing you paint your vibrant masterpieces onto this canvas. Please come share your ideas with us. We're here to help. Thank you.